G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Draw with Jazza. I'm Jazza and this video is one of several I've done with Cartoon Hangover on how to draw some of the characters. I did how to draw Puppy Cat on their channel and this video is one of two on how to draw characters from Bravest Warriors. So that's it for now ladies and gentlemen, without further ado let's look at characters from Bravest Warriors. Now we're going to get started by drawing these two characters, and this is going to be a little bit more of an advanced tutorial. It's a little bit more complicated, there's a bit more happening, but the best way to approach it is to really start with simplicity and work your way up. Now for those of you who don't know, this program that I'm using to draw with is called Adobe Flash. If you want to learn more about it or check out tutorials on this program, you can head over to my channel. I have a whole bunch of content there, but for now I'm just letting you know because this has a really cool vector brush tool. Now like I said before, you always begin with simplicity first, and so what I'm going to start off with is this rectangle shape here for the torso and another rectangle shape for the head of Danny. We start off working with really basic shapes and lines to form the fundamental structures of the characters that we're drawing. So as you can see, I'm just starting off drawing these nice simple shapes popping out of the torso and coming into his waist. Now I'm going to pull it in there just to make him a bit thinner and move him across to have some room for Chris. So the cool thing about drawing these characters is they both have a very similar shape to start off with. We have the rectangle chest, but Chris's head is a bit more round, so I'm going to do a bit more of an elliptical shape. Otherwise, the process is fundamentally the same. So we have an arm coming up, and I'm just going to do a circle at the end for a fist. And then on this side, I'm going to be drawing the arm coming out like this and a circle for the fist there. Same thing for the legs. We're just drawing simple shapes, and the legs on both of these characters are quite long and usually straight. But of course, they both have different silhouettes and shapes on them that now we're going to start building up. We're still going to really rough it out. So just with a slightly darker gray, I'm going to do things like add the boots that Danny wears, just by thickening them out at the bottom here, and then adding the gloves that Chris wears. Now both of them, we're just starting to really build up the core shapes and outline the things that are more different between them. So we have the gloves on Chris and the boots on Danny. And now we're going to do their jackets. Their jackets of course are different. They both have these circles in the middle of their chests, but Danny's jacket has a hood like this, where we kind of have it hanging just over the side of the shoulders and then just coming to the side of the torso like this. So that essentially is Danny's jacket. But then Chris's has a bit of a different shape. It comes out to be quite thick at the top, and we get a bit of an hourglass shape because it pinches in the middle there and then pops out again very slightly. The middle is the same, so we just have that straight line, but we just are changing the shapes on the outsides. And then of course Chris's collar comes up a bit higher as well. Now of course that we're outlining the differences between them, we're going to get to the faces, and yes, they have different faces. So Danny has these big thick eyebrows like this, and we fill in his black eyes and put his little mouth. Now something that runs through is a bit of a theme amongst these cartoons like Bravest Warriors and Adventure Time and things like that. We have these little eyes in the middle, and then the mouth is very close to it in the middle of the face, and there's not too much going on in the face, and we're really kind of missing a lot of detail and keeping it nice and simple, and then the features of the face are a bit squashed in and higher up on the face. Now we're going to have to round Danny's face out so it's not too harsh at the edges there, and add a bit of a neck on him, and then of course put their ears on and then add their hair. So we have Chris's hair that kind of spikes up like this, and then of course we have Danny's hair, which is a bit more of a side part thing. Now we're almost ready for the line work here. I'm just going to add a few of the finishing details just so that we know exactly where everything is. So for example, on Danny here we have these line markings on the shoulders, on his shirt, and then we have these lines on the shirt underneath showing where the patterns are, and then of course things like where the hands and fingers go on the characters, and the patterns on the boots like these lines here for Danny. And then we have all the details on Chris, like the fingers on his gloves and the markings on his jacket and his pants. So there we go, we're pretty much ready for the line work now. Now what I'm going to do is a small portion of the line work on Danny's face, and then I'm going to fast forward through the whole process so you can see how it all comes together. So what I've got is my black brush, and as you can see I've zoomed in just so that everything is a bit thinner and more refined when I do my line work, and really we're just going over what we've already done here. We're just trying to make sure it's really neat. So here we go, we've got the eyebrows there, and we're drawing the circles for the eyes and filling them in, and then the mouth. And as you can see, with this level of control we can do a lot more detail, and we can make sure our lines are a lot crisper and smoother and nicer to look at. Now you'll notice that I do a lot of Control-Z, which is the keyboard shortcut for undo. That's pretty natural. Every time I draw a digital drawing, there's a lot of undo and redo going on, and that's okay. That's because sometimes we don't get all the control that we naturally get when we're drawing with pencil and paper, but in the end the result can be very professional looking as well. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, I've drawn Danny's face, and now I'm going to go through and draw the rest of the picture. So now that I've finished the line work on Danny, if I hide my reference layers, you can see that it looks pretty clean and I'm very happy with the result. Now the last thing I'm going to do to finish it off is color it in, and I've got a reference picture here that I'm going to use to help me. So I'm going to use keyboard shortcuts to make this all really fast and simple. The keyboard shortcut to select a color is I, that selects the eyedropper tool. Then if I hit any area, for example here in this dark part of his shirt, you'll see that I've selected the color and the paint bucket automatically appears. So I can just continue to do that, hit I, select the red of this shirt, and then automatically I can paint it really quickly. And then it becomes pretty much a process of just quickly putting it in place. And this is one of the more satisfying parts of the process because we get to see it all come together really quickly and see a really nice finished, polished result. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, I'm finished with Danny, and I'm going to draw the rest of the illustration with Chris at the end of this video. But before I get to that, I just want to thank you for watching me. And then finally, I want to shout out a big thank you to Cartoon Hangover for making awesome content for us all to watch. So thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen, and until next time, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel to see new content every week. Check out more of my stuff by clicking the annotations over there. You can get the reference files for this tutorial by clicking the link in the description, and if you want the reference files for all the tutorials I've ever made, check out the tutorial archive. If you're looking for a great place to collaborate, explore, or share your own content, head over to newgrounds.com. That's it for now, and until next time, see you later.